for more, let me turn to Michael Maloof. He's a former strategic analyst at the Pentagon. Michael, there's a lot of speculation about what Israel's next move will be in Lebanon. Will it be a ground operation? And my question to you is, do you think Israel is going to go ahead with some kind of ground offensive? And what happens if they do? Will we be on the brink of something much bigger?
Well, thanks for having me. Yes, this is escalating on a daily basis now. It's no longer at the tit-for-tat stage. It's now a daily escalation. Israel reportedly has moved some troops out of Gaza toward the north. I've also heard reports that there are tanks being sent up to the border. The fact that, according to your earlier reporting, some 2 million Israelis now have had to leave the northern part of Israel. Before it was just 1 million. This puts greater economic pressure on the Israeli government, and in effect, you have about an 80 to 100-mile buffer zone, if you will, and that's ultimately what Netanyahu wants to create in southern Lebanon, so that people can move back to the north. But realistically, that's probably not going to happen.
Right, but let me go back to my original question. Do you think we're on the brink of something much bigger, and is a ground invasion by Israel at this point inevitable?
Yeah, I think it's going to have to be inevitable. Because they're not going to clean out Hezbollah. They haven't really hit the real launchers. Hezbollah has a reputation for deception, and all of the sites that they've hit were negligible. And the missiles, the real missiles themselves, are buried about 90 meters under the ground. So if they start bombing into northeast Bekaa Valley, where I've been many times, and I've also lived in Dahiya in South Beirut, there's going to be a full mobilization of Hezbollah soldiers, and they will retaliate full force. They've already pledged that, and this time you've got the Lebanese army supporting Hezbollah, as well as the Lebanese people, because that pager attack was on the Lebanese people, and it's considered to be a war crime.
So let me tell you what we heard from the United Nations. It condemned the actions and rhetoric of both Israel and Hezbollah, but neither side, as you know, is backing down. Now we have over 300 people killed in southern Lebanon, over 1,000 injured. Can there be some kind of back-channel negotiations on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly when all these leaders are there to come up with some sort of way to de-escalate?
Well, I doubt that that's going to happen. Netanyahu has actually canceled his trip to the UN. He was scheduled to speak on Thursday, and indeed the UN General Assembly meeting would center more on what's going on in the Middle East right now than these other initiatives that are underway, and that's the greatest crisis that exists, because to get to your point, it will blossom into a full-fledged regional war, because Netanyahu's already made clear he wants to hit Hezbollah, then he wants to ultimately hit Iran, and this is going to bring in all the Shia countries. It will bring in Iran, Yemen, Lebanon, not only Lebanon, but also Syria and Iraq. And you will have fighters coming in from Afghanistan and Pakistan and all these other areas. We're talking, they could, I think, and they could also, and there's also talk that they're going to be coordinating wave after wave of swarms of missiles into Israel if they go full bore on the attack. So this thing is escalating, and I don't see anybody anywhere being able to tamp this down, because Netanyahu is so committed now to attacking Hezbollah, and he's made that very clear.
Well, clearly a very, very explosive and dangerous situation. Thank you.
Yes, it is.
Michael Maloof.